If the MPs pull out or delink themselves from being called state officers, I think our first question as SRC is, then they will be called what? Because a state officer works, or state organ is a collection of state officers working together, to offer service to the Kenyans. And indeed, this is the cream of leaders that are expected to operate within certain principles within the governance of this country. Supposing they pull out, they will be impacting greatly on the structure of the Constitution, because number one, the Constitution has a definition of two persons within the public sector, that is the state officer and the public officer. Each of those have ways and means of determining their terms and conditions and their status as operators within a state organ. If, therefore, they pull out for being state officers, do they become public officers? And public officers, for this matter, means they will therefore fall within the public commission, Public Service Commission, who therefore sets their terms and conditions of service and also employs them. But notice that state officer is either appointed or elected by the public. So that changes the entire structure of how they move in to be operators in a state organ. Within SRC, the defined state officers captures the greater part of it being the elected officers, because you notice within that bill they have the elected political arm, they have the judiciary and the county government. If that is removed, then literally what you're saying is the Salaries and Remuneration Commission becomes irrelevant. What was the object of bringing in the SRC? I think what has been happening in the past has been more of clamoring and fighting for the rights without the linkage to the effect on the wage bill sustainability. What the SRC intend to do is we have recognized all parties that have an impact or participate in the remuneration and the fighting for the rights of employees as far as terms and conditions of service are concerned as partners. And we are moving in to link to the unions. We have an intention, and we have actually been having dialogue with some of the union bodies in ensuring that we come to a point where we are all partners looking at the sustainability of the country. It is in the interest of both the union and the employers to ensure that this nation grows economically so that we can have enough resources to share with all the employees. And we're moving in that front to ensure that we partner with the unions as well, because we have a common interest. And the interest is to ensure that we have quality employees, we have wage bills that are salaries that are attractive, and we have a sustainable wage bill. I think it's in the interest of all those players, and we are bringing all of them together as stakeholders within the management of wage bill. Are we a toothless bulldog? I think it's still something that is ringing in my mind. And I am like, for as long, if the Constitution is, then we are. If the Constitution is still the supreme legal framework for this country, then SRC is still within and inbuilt within the Constitution. And we stand so. If the people of Kenya then think that SRC is irrelevant, we will need to hear it from them. I don't think any other body or agent of government, be it state officers or public, has a mandate to either disband, to remove, to do whatsoever it takes to deal with SRC without impacting on the Constitution. So I think if we as Kenyans think the Constitution is serving us right, then SRC is part of that Constitution, and we are truly protected by the Constitution, and we are independent as far as that establishment is concerned.